Hi everyone, Delphine here, just coming in to offer you some energy anchors for the week ahead, some guidance for you to tune into and see if it resonates. So, yesterday I encountered an amazing peacock, for real, an actual peacock, and then when I came home I found this card on top of my deck of animal spirit cards, face upwards, so I thought, well, this energy is obviously wanting to speak for the week ahead and let itself be known. So I thought I'd share it with you as well, because it really feels like relevant guidance for us at this time of spring emergence and solstice peaking and all the rest of it. So just see where you're at with this yourself and what kind of cycle you're in, whether it resonates or not. But really the invitation from this card is obviously to shine and show ourselves more publicly. But it's also got this beautiful kind of heart focus. So it's not necessarily so much about, things that you do or, kind of putting a lot of effort into doing something that isn't already you. It's really more about just effortlessly letting your unique heart light shine, literally your energy, this kind of, the essence of you just come forth and shine in a very simple yet beautiful and exquisite way. So it might be a bit of a stretch for you depending on what form you're in, or this Monday or any day that you encounter this. You might feel a little bit removed from the energy of the peacock and feel like not so much, like an exquisite being. But really the message of this archetype is that there is a peacock in all of us, of course, whether you see it as your inner 3-year-old who wants to sort of show off and dance and be amazing and be given feedback about how amazing you are, or it could be a more mature part of yourself that is really ripe and ready to be seen. However it lands with you, it's really just that invitation to actually let yourself shine, to let yourself show your beauty and your exquisiteness. And it doesn't have to be what is traditionally thought of as beautiful or exquisite. It's really just you, and trusting that what you share of you will blend in and encounter and meet up with those who are, who resonate and who are really wanting to connect with you, or who can receive something beautiful just from being in your presence. Just a little, look or exchange in the supermarket queue, or it could be a deeper conversation. It could be something like a profound, thing inside of you and gift that is coming into form that you're hesitating to launch in the world. Or it could just be you, just like you moving in a particular way, dressed in a particular way, kind of the nonchalance of you that is in fact really exquisite. And it's not just the beautiful parts. I really want to emphasize that as well. It's also the parts that all of who, everything that makes up who you are, including the challenges you've been through and the dark sides. And in fact, yesterday, this peacock was so interesting because it was, first of all, like feathers down and like very long, and people were like, gosh, pottering around. It was on a pet farm that I was on with my niece. And so these little children and adults were all kind of like, wow, that's, interesting creature there. And then all of a sudden it just went whoosh, and just fanned out its wings and just stood there, commanding respect, and everyone was in absolute awe and just like, oh, we are witnessing something amazing. The peacock was just kind of going like this, like, hi, here I am, and showing its feathers. And then it kind of swiveled around and did this like 360-degree, almost like fashion show thing, where we got to see its backside, which was all kind of brown and black and fluffy little tail, and kind of weird looking, more sort of duck-like. And those of you who've seen my stories in the last 24 hours will have seen that picture as well. And so it was a bit of a kind of interesting blend, but all of this made up, all of this, like the front, beautiful side, and then the back end of the sort of bum feathers combined to make this kind of awesome creature that we all were absolutely mesmerized by. And then it just pottered off, did its little mini fashion show, and then just went off. So I was really struck by this. I've seen a peacock before in real life, but every time it's just felt like, wow. And the ripple effect, after it had gone, it sort of landed. It was like sparkles landing with each of us, and we were like, did you see that? Like, that was wow, And so I'm not suggesting that we all have to like peacock our way through lives constantly, but I suspect that many of you, I know this is true for me, spend a lot of time hiding the beautiful aspects and the aspects that could be seen as being exquisite, that are quite precious and tender and a little bit vulnerable, and so we maybe show the typical aspects of ourselves, or the hardened aspects, or the kind of patterned ways of, you know, socializing and engaging. And this is really, you know, probably the part of ourselves that needs a little bit extra kind of support and nudge to be seen. And so then I just want to add as well, this really jumped out at me as well from my drawings and cards here. This is an encaustic painting that I did during a workshop, and it's really just oozing Merlin magic. So the Peacock energy is really supported by Merlin's magic this week, whatever that means to you. And it sort of feels like a multi-dimensional portal that you can kind of walk through and emerge into a new aspect of yourself. And here I feel the message, you know, that I'm wanting to convey is that it's not seeing magic as otherly or otherworldly. Yes, it comes from the unknown and the unseen, and the kind of inspiration and desires that are invisible. Ideas are invisible until they're brought into form, but it's connecting the two. So saying, you know, bring that ethereal magic into form in the simplest of ways in how you go about your day, and to dare to believe that we are actually magical beings, and really embody that. And instantly, you know, even as I'm saying that, I can feel the hovering inner critic kind of that would be saying to me or to others, oh, who do you think you are? That's a little bit, you know, showy, or, you know, eye rolling at that. But we are hiding so much of ourselves on an everyday basis, and I just know that there is so much more gold and just love and curiosity and joy, you know, inside all of us that is dying to be expressed. So that is your invitation for the week ahead. I'll come back in a bit later in the week to share more on this, because I feel there's some really key supports and kind of practices that can help us to do that. And I'm going to be talking more about that in this evening's women's circle. So if you're free and feeling the call to create a bit of space to nourish your magic, whatever that is, you know, it doesn't, even if you don't know what this is, and you don't know, like, I don't know much about Merlin, really. I just know how it feels and lands in my body, and it feels like, oh, I want to know more. So it's like giving yourself permission to be brought forth, follow the thread of your curiosity, even when you don't know where it's going to land, especially when you don't know where it's going to land, because that's the point. We're not dealing with something that's already known, already created, already, you know, expressed in you. It's like creating space to come forth with a little bit more of ourselves, more of our heart light, our heart energy, that kind of sense of, deeper, the depths of us, you know, which takes safety and trust, you know, and space and holding. So that is the invitation to you for the week, to peacock your way around, literally, if you want to, like literally get your finest gear out of your wardrobe and just give it a whirl, you know, like the time is now. Life is finite, so why not maybe wear something that you normally wear out to a special event, you know, during the day. Which reminds me, oh my god, I totally met a peacock woman last Friday when I was walking around the neighbourhood with my friend Irene, who's in this group. We just met this woman who she knew that I didn't know, who's in fashion actually, and I was just looking at her. She was just like, I don't know, going into work, maybe into the local supermarket, I don't know, just wearing such a well put together, like, it was her style. Not everybody would necessarily love her style, but it was like she had sparkle nails, sparkle handbag, silver, everything had been put together in a way that was like lovingly adorning herself, and she just looked amazing. I was like, imagine if I just did that more. Like, when, you know, I do love putting on jewelry and things that make me feel good, but I was like, I'm just scratching the surface here. So yes, you can literally peacock through the week, or just gently hold space for something inside of you that's wanting to be seen a little bit more, and inquire, you know, what's stopping me? What feels scary? What do I need to feel safe to come forth a little bit more? Sorry for the notifications there. That's the invitation. Have a beautiful week. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in here again soon.